Coming to you live from Hawaii, the island of Maui. Did you know that mead is the world's oldest alcoholic drink? Made from honey? It's as easy to create as it is delicious. Stick around and I'll show you everything you need to know to get started today. Have you ever wondered what mead is, how it's made, and why it's suddenly gaining popularity again? Mead is often called honey wine, but it's so much more than that. It's one of the oldest alcoholic beverages in the world, made by fermenting honey with water and yeast. While it may sound simple, mead's versatility and rich history make it a drink worth exploring. Whether you're curious about trying mead or excited to start making your own, let's dive into everything you need to know about this ancient, fascinating beverage. Before we dive in, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on the best tips and tricks for making amazing mead. And as a special thank you for watching, I'm giving away my free ebook, Mead-Making at Home Easily. It's loaded with my step-by-step process and advanced techniques to help you craft exceptional mead. Stay tuned to the end of the video and find out how to grab your copy. Now let's jump in. At the core, mead is all about honey. Unlike wine, which gets its flavors from grapes, or beer, which relies on malted grains, mead's character comes from honey. And not all honey is the same. The type of flowers the bees visit makes a huge difference. The weather also makes a difference. For example, orange blossom honey gives citrusy notes, while buckwheat honey adds a bold, earthy flavor. This is what makes mead so special. Every batch starts with the honey, and the honey tells the story. So, the process of making mead begins by mixing honey with water to create what's called a must. Then you add yeast. Yeast is what turns the sugar in honey into alcohol. As the yeast ferments the must, it produces alcohol and carbon dioxide, creating mead. This process usually takes a few weeks, but the real magic happens afterward. Honey is incredible, but it doesn't naturally have all the nutrients yeast needs to thrive. To make sure fermentation goes smoothly, we add yeast nutrients like Fermate O or Fermate K. Think of it as giving the yeast the energy it needs to work hard and stay healthy. If you skip this step, fermentation can stall, or you might end up with flavors you don't want. With the right balance, though, your mead will ferment cleanly and taste amazing. Once fermentation is complete, mead can be bottled or aged. Aging is where the flavors really develop and mellow. Some meads are aged in oak barrels, which can add hints of vanilla, caramel, or spice. Others are bottled fresh for a lighter, crisper taste. Whether you age it or not, the result is something uniquely tied to its ingredients and the care that went into it. Speaking of results, let's talk about the different styles of mead. Traditional mead is made with just honey, water, and yeast, letting the honey shine. Add fruit and you've got a Melomel. Think apples for a sizer or berries for a classic fruit mead. If you add spices like cinnamon, ginger, or vanilla, it's called a metheglin. Mead can also be sparkling or still, sweet or dry, light or rich. The possibilities are endless, and that's part of what makes mead so fun. If you're new to mead, a great place to start is with session meads. These are lower in alcohol, usually around 5 to 7%, and lightly carbonated. They're refreshing, easy to drink, and perfect for casual settings like picnics or relaxing at home. If you're looking for something richer, try a higher alcohol sack mead or a barrel-aged variety. These meads are sweeter and more complex, great for sipping or pairing with desserts. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the history of mead. This drink has been around for over 9,000 years. Archaeologists have found evidence of mead in ancient cultures all over the world, from the Vikings in Scandinavia to the Mayans in Central America. Even today, traditional meads like Ethiopian tej are still celebrated. Mead has always been a drink of celebration, often associated with gods, royalty, and rituals. By enjoying or making mead, you're connecting to a tradition that spans millennia. So, how do you make mead? It's surprisingly simple. For 1 gallon batch, mix 1 pound of honey with enough water to make a gallon. Usually it's a 1 to 3 ratio. Add a packet of yeast and let it ferment in a sealed container with an airlock. That's it. Once you're comfortable with the basics, you can start experimenting with different types of honey, fruits, and spices to create your own unique flavors. Just remember, mead making rewards patience. While some meads can be enjoyed young, Most benefit from a few months or even years of aging. Over time, the flavors deepen, mellow, and become truly special. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And now, as promised, grab my free book, Mead Making at Home Easily, using the link in the description or the pinned comment below. It's packed with my mead making process and advanced mead making techniques. Are you ready to take your mead making to the next level? Whether you're refining your techniques or scaling up recipes, experimenting with new styles, or troubleshooting fermentation challenges, I've got you covered. Check out my other videos over here where I dive deeply into every step of the process, from advanced methods to perfecting flavor profiles, so you'll have all the tools you need to become a skilled and creative mead maker. Click here and see my mead making video playlist. Happy mead making!